Once your samples are received at the laboratory, any laboratory can use the Sample Log app, which again is free. Using this, laboratories can log samples in quickly and accurately. One nice feature that labs seem to love is that they can see when things are scheduled, and they can see when projects are initiated. As soon as someone in the field collects any kind of data for that event, if they're connected to the internet, labs can see the project as in progress. Once you've generated a chain of custody, they'll see that the samples are in transit. At that point, the lab can open that chain of custody and see what's coming in, even before the samples arrive at the lab, because it's a digital file. As I mentioned earlier, a lab can still use the paper process if a paper chain of custody is included in the cooler through one of the numerous ways we've already covered. If users want to use the digital chain of custody process, which actually has no paper involved, the custody seal, which can be generated by the field printer, actually acts as the chain of custody, which you will see in a second. If you've ever dropped samples off at a lab, you've seen the lab login person with a clipboard and a paper login checklist. That same login checklist is built into the Sample Log app and is customizable by the laboratory. The Sample Log application can integrate with any LIMS system out there through either an API, JSON file, or CSV upload. Currently, the Sample Log app is only available on Google. However, we do plan on having an Apple version by the end of 2024. Here is a quick video of the lab sample login process. There's the custody seal that we print off for the outside of the cooler using the same printer used for sample labels. The lab simply scans the QR code on the custody seal on the outside of the cooler, and then, if they are the lab of record and the lab user has the appropriate permissions, they're able to open the chain of custody on the lab login app. They will have to go through the same three-part authentication, username and password, signature, and selfie, then they are able to receive those samples at the lab. The lab will then complete the customizable checklist, and once that is complete, they will confirm all bottles have been received using the camera on the app and scanning all the bottle QR codes on the lids. The app will audibly confirm the receipt of all bottles.
All bottles are scanned.
The platform knows the bottle inventory coming in, and it simply confirms the receipt of all collected samples. After receipt, lab staff can share the completed chain of custody data file to the lab's LIMS system using either an API or manual upload. The COC can also be shared with the client via a completed PDF, JSON file, or CSV file. The lab login app also has a Find My Bottle function. This function allows you to search for a sample bottle using the chain of custody. Simply indicate which bottle or bottles you are looking for, and then you use the camera on the mobile application to scan the QR codes on the lids of the bottles, and it will highlight the bottle you are looking for. This function eliminates the need to pick up each bottle to read the sample ID on the side of each bottle. The project management tool and mobile field app each have the ability to split samples between multiple laboratories. Ever so often on a particular project, some analytical parameters have to go to one lab and other parameters have to go to another lab. Both the field application and the lab login application are designed to handle this complexity in the chain of custody process. Again, there is no charge for the use of the laboratory login app.